Now this episode is what you call solid.
NERDSoul.
Late Ill Kid at OneYoungsta holding it down, bringing you that street geek and nerd soul. What is up, my people, today? Oh yeah, we are continuing another wonderful episode of On Screen with a Netflix binge of Marvel's Defenders. This is episode 4. It's all about this restaurant, so let's just do this. I mean, come on. How much character building can we get? I really love this episode. And it's interesting because this is almost like a bottle episode. We do have a couple of locations, but for the most part, we stay in the restaurant. And we'll get to kind of like what they deal with there. But at first we see Elektra, or Black Sky now, and Alexandra, and they're talking about this is a new life in an old body. Your life is new, but your body is old, because she is discovering, older wounds on her body, and she doesn't know where they came from. She doesn't remember them. And most of it is because they have taken her memories. Even Stick and Daredevil say that, I can't hear her heartbeat anymore. She's not the same. She's just a shell of what this woman used to be, and she is not Elektra anymore, even though that Daredevil thinks there's something there, because she did hold back to a certain degree when it was time to kill. She did have him dead to rights, and she just kind of froze. And it's moments like that, and also a moment in this episode where she's looking at the size and she's like touching them, and it's almost like, I think she's having, slow pieces of memories come back to her of what her old life was. Because, you have the sort of, I guess you could say, hesitation, because he recognized her, and then Stick recognized her as well, and she hesitated. And now she's kind of like seeing maybe a relation to the weapon of her past life. So I'm very interested to see how this plays out. They'll probably have her switch and be a good guy or something like that. But you never know. She might just kind of like lose it and just leave the conflict altogether, not joining the good guys or joining the bad guys, kind of just going to, I guess, find herself. But let's get to the meat of what the Hand is trying to do. We see, of course, Alexandra go to meet this unnamed member at the time, and he is I guess gutting and filleting or whatever a moon bear. And filleting is probably the wrong term, but whatever. He's cutting it up and got intestines and all kinds of bloody stuff all over the place. But the way they are speaking is as if they are old friends. And we find out in the restaurant with Stick is that these are 2 of the 5 fingers of the Hand. And she comes to him and he's like, have you seen, or have you been able to secure the Iron Fist? Of course, she's like, well, not yet. And he's like, well, then you ain't done. You know what I'm saying? You around here acting like you the man, and you ain't got Iron Fist yet. What's popping? So it's going to be very intriguing to see how he plays into this, because we can see he has power, and Stick even refers to him as like an evil bastard or something like that. So that he is not to be played with. But I just don't know where he's going to fall in this storyline, because he did say he would join up, but we just don't know where the other members are. Because we have, Alexandra, we have the brother from Africa, and we have Miracle. I know I'm messing up his name, but guys, you'll tell me down in the comments. But I want to see how this plays out with Madame Gal and everything, because, it doesn't seem like all the members are A-okay with what, of course, Alexandra is doing, at least from my perspective. So let's talk about the team, which in my opinion is A+ writing. This restaurant serves as a great palette to lay out their character issues and their character growth. You have Iron Fist and Daredevil seemingly finding their way with their relation to a sort of surrogate father in Stick. Even kind of fighting over the information that should be given and should not be given. Also, since they're at different points of their life as far as how they want to fight the hand, you have Daredevil that wants to leave, and just leave everything in the rear view, and Iron Fist that is finally kind of coming into his own and wants to go towards it. And I guess Daredevil is probably thinking that Iron Fist hasn't seen what I've seen. And if you did see what I've seen, you wouldn't be so gung-ho. Then we have, of course, Luke Cage, who's kind of feeling like, you know what? I had no idea what this is, but now that I'm in it, okay, let's give me the information and let's go. And you find that a lot of these guys meet a sort of level playing field where they give and get. Daredevil doesn't super want to be there, but he knows that, wherever he goes, the hand will follow. The hand has been a part of his life. We learned that the Chast or whatever were, of course, supposed to be Iron Fist's army, but they have been, let's say, disposed of. But we learned that even Stick has to give up some of his ground because these are 4 different people that he has to get to sort of kind of agree with each other, at least to fight together. And one of the people that he has a problem with is Jessica, because unfortunately, the same issue I've always had with Jessica is that you want me to root for a character, or you want me to make a protagonist out of a character that has no redeeming qualities. And I know a lot of people will say, well, there's many, anti-heroes or bad guys or whatever, that someone might bring up someone like, Ghost from Power or Tony Soprano, but they had redeeming qualities that made you like them as a person. You were like, okay, this person does bad stuff, but there's something about them that, the way they love their family or maybe their daughter or something, there's something that humanizes them. And Jessica Jones, there is like nothing redeeming about her at all. She's horrible to everyone. She's rude to everyone. She's rude to herself. And she just walks around like she doesn't want to be here. And it's hard to grasp that and, jump on board with that. But even though she leaves, she does stick with this case, which for some reason, it didn't sit right with me as far as writing, because I'm like, yo, who cares about a little case now? You're talking about solving a case when they're talking about killing everybody in the city. Like, that don't add up, son. Like, what kind of math you doing? But she goes to check on the girl because she finds out that all of these writings is done by the same person. And she knows this situation is weird. And I think she also knows that the only person or the only people that she can kind of relate to with all this weirdness is, of course, the Defenders. So at the end, something that I think is very good for the team is to see kind of like the hand come directly at them. You got Alexandra come in, you have Elektra come in, and they're almost about to kind of try to fight Elektra until, of course, Jessica Jones comes in because she had to protect the family before, and she enters with a bang. But you see her, I guess, hopefully, finally, kind of getting on board with being a hero. And I can get down with that. Hopefully they start to turn her character's corner because, from the Jessica Jones that I know, from the comics, it's just, at least she had something that I wanted to like root for. Like, yeah, I like her. But in this, it's just like she's so negative that it's hard to get on board with her. But she does show glimmers of hope. Like, I love the way she is in these investigative scenes. And I love how she did turn around and go check on the family. So guys, holla at me. I'ma holla at you. Down in the comments, let me know what your favorite parts of this episode was, man. We're halfway through. Some solid stuff. Some real solid stuff. So for our bounce, I got to tell you guys to head up thatnerdsoul.com. That's right. Check me out there. All my videos from the oldest, newest, latest, greatest, and all that. Then hit up shop.thatnerdsoul.com and pick yourself up a t-shirt, player. And don't forget one for them playettes. Then come back here, like, comment, subscribe, and share that Nerd Soul. That's right. There's no better way that I can show people that you like what you are watching. And of course, LA, what up? VA, what up? RVA, you got my heart. And please, be good to yourself be good to each other. And in any case, when there is one pot sticker left, offer it up to your friends. Peace.